In doing exercise, the lobes that we have are cerebellum and brainstem. Cerebellum it uses to coordination of voluntary movements, motor acts, and balance and equilibrium. And in brainstem is the breathing, the heart rate, the temperature, and the sweating. And for the neurons, we have that the motor neurons do all the movements in the exercise. The sensory know when you are tired, and the interneurons help the other to impulse and do all the exercise of the routine of exercise.
For drawing, we use the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, and the cerebellum. The frontal lobe is for planning, awareness of abilities, concentration, and mental flexibility. The parietal lobe is for differentiation of shapes, visual perception, and the cerebellum is for motor acts. The motor neurons do the hand movement when you are drawing. The sensory neurons know which are the colors, shapes, and sizes, and the interneurons give impulses to the other neurons.
The brain lobes that we use on it are brainstem and parietal lobe. The brainstem here we use to the digestion, and the parietal lobe it is used here to sense of taste. And the motor neurons do that chew the food and make digestion process. The sensory neuron taste the food, and the interneurons give impulse to other neurons.
For listening to music, we need to use the temporal lobe to understanding language. In this case, the motor neurons don't do anything. The sensory neurons hear the sound and vibrations of the song, and the interneurons give impulse to the other neurons.
In dance, the lobes that we use are frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, cerebellum, brainstem, and temporal lobe. The frontal lobe we use motor planning and awareness of ability. In parietal lobe we use visual and spatial perception. In occipital lobe we use visual reception area. In cerebellum we use all the three of the cerebellum. In brainstem we use the sweating, and in temporal lobe we use organization, sequencing, and memory. And in the neurons we have that the motor neurons do the movement of a choreography. The sensory neurons knows when you are tired or when you are coordinated or uncoordinated. And the interneurons help to the others to impulse